Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Battlefront Competitive League Season 4 Winners Bracket Predictions. On your screen, you see the names of all the different teams competing in Season 4. This season is going to be Cargo, as most of you know. And in the brackets next to each team, you see the captains leading those teams. But first, before we get into the predictions, I must have a word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by the Qui-Gon Burger, which is being created in collaboration with McZeth's, which is a fast food chain recently developed by none other than Zeth Nightblood. The Qui-Gon Burger is a well-done mix of all Qui-Gon's favorite elements in a burger, along with a side of fries for free. Go to your local McZeth's and you will be able to buy it there. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details. Now on with the bracket predictions. So, obviously, we already actually have the Sploogmen winning a game versus Rat just earlier today. And that was a bit of a surprise, I think, for many people. So in week 2, we already actually have ZHU, which is, I believe, NBS Freedom's team, Mos Eisley Mandem, which is Scumsy's team, and the Sploogmen, which is Goodfoo's team. So for our first matchup in week 1, we have Teen X versus Fear No One Remastered. That's Vitality versus Symphonic. I'm going to say that Symphonic's team will take that win simply because they have a level of team organization that few other teams can match right now. And I think that will be able to carry them to a victory, even if Fear No One can outslay them, which Fear No One definitely has the potential to outslay Teen X. But I do think that Teen X's organizational structure will carry them to the win there. Next, we have OGYB, obviously Swaggy's team, versus Night Sentinels, which is Vanaran's team. I'm going to say that Night Sentinels will take that win just because Night Sentinels is looking like a really, really strong team. You have Vanaran as the first, Keys, then Yoshir, and Hats Off. And I'm going to say Hats Off is really a third round level pick, in my opinion, even though he was a fourth round. And that automatically makes a team very strong. And OGYB obviously has Swaggy, Pattis, Sarrows, and their fourth is Kygin. So that's a fairly strong lineup. But obviously I think you have some weakness in Sarrows and Kygin that I think Night Sentinels will be able to take advantage of, and they will take that win. Next, we have SWAT versus Chosen One. Chosen One is Hildingson's team, and SWAT is Spree's team. Now, Spree's team definitely has potential simply because Killing Spree is on that team, and he kills. And Hildingson's team, though, has Goatzeus with Ridiculous and John. And I think Hildingson's team is just overall the more well-balanced team, and in Cargo, you need a whole team to win a game, and so I think they will take that match for sure. Next, we have All Brain, No Aim versus Veni Vidi Vici. And this is going to be a fantastic matchup from Tio versus Akid. And All Brain, No Aim is Akid, Veni Vidi Vici is Tio's team. I'm going to say that Veni Vidi Vici will take that win because Akid's team doesn't look terribly impressive. It's definitely got potential, but Tio is arguably the number 1 Cargo player right now, and he has a solid defense in Overwhelmed and Midnight Falco. They have proved it time and time again in scrims. Diego, when protected by Tio, will make an excellent Cargo puller. So they've just got a really solid team overall, so they will take that win. Next, Born to Lose versus Sinister. This is X Whatever versus Mad Mardigan. Born to Lose is X Whatever, and Sinister is Mad Mardigan. I'm going to say that Mad Mardigan is definitely going to take this win because Mad Mardigan doesn't have a super strong lineup in Yulade and I'm not going to say this right, Shalir. Schürrle. And but I think that Born to Lose has a weaker lineup, in my opinion. And Mad Mardigan is obviously an extremely strong player, a game-changing player, to be sure. And so I think they will take that win. And then obviously the Sploogman versus Rat already happened, and Sploogman took that victory with an incredible performance from Goodpoo and from Lobster. Lobster really stepped it up, making them a surprisingly strong team. So in week 2, now we have ZHU versus Teen X. ZHU is Freedom's team, MBS Freedom. So number 2 is Kygin, number 3 Tanky, and number 4 Puffy. Obviously, all relatively strong players. Puffy being the worst of the group, but he is by no means bad. He's got experience in competitive games, so they're a very strong team overall. And Kygin obviously made a grand final appearance in this last season. I'm going to say that Teen X, once again, will take this win. And that's because, again, their organizational structure and the SUP has huge potential to slay. And while Freedom and Kygin both have that potential, they're drop zone players. They don't have as much experience on cargo. And I think Symphonic's experience as a captain and as a cargo player will really pay off. And Zane also being a 4th round, but really being at the skill of a 3rd round is really going to bring this team's level up to the next level. And so I think Teen X will take that victory. Next, we have Night Sentinels versus Chosen One. I'm going to say that Night Sentinels will take this victory, because even though Chosen One is a very strong team with Hildingson and Goatsus, and if they can get their organization together, they might be unstoppable. But I haven't seen that organization in scrims yet. Whereas Night Sentinels it looks like an unbeatable lineup. Lunster, Keys, Yoshir, and Hats Off. So I'm going to say that Night Sentinels will take that victory. Next, we have Mos Eisley Mandem versus Veni Vidi Vici. And with this one, this is going to be an intense game. You've got Scumsy, who really has potential to slay. I've never seen him play cargo, so I don't know how good he is at the mode, but he has huge potential to slay. And then you've got Tio on the other side, who also has huge potential to slay. Arguably, Tio is much better than Scumsy at cargo, from what we know, but Scumsy looks like he has the more balanced lineup. However, given Tio's unbreakable defense that we've seen, I'm going to say that Veni Vidi Vici will once again take that victory because of Tio's experience in cargo and Falco and Overwhelm's ability to defend the base. And yes, Veni Vidi Vici takes that win. Now, Sinister versus the Sploogman. I'm going to say that the Sploogman will take this win. We saw an outstanding performance from the Sploogman today, and I think that will carry them to the victory versus Mad Mardigan. And as I said before, Mad Mardigan's lineup doesn't look terribly impressive, even though he is the winner of last season's grand final. I don't think that will end up mattering as much, though, because even though he has huge potential to slay, you need a whole team in cargo, and all of Sploogman showed up to the game. And I think they're going to continue to do that. I think Goodpoo is an extremely experienced player, and that is really going to help them take this victory. Now we are Teen X versus Night Sentinels. This is going to be a really good game, and I think it could go any way, because we're really going to have to see how the teams balance out. I'm not sure how things are going to go at this point. But Night Sentinels, obviously, Vanaran and Teen X Symphonic. I think that Teen X, again, their organizational structure, their ability to play cargo, you have 2 Wrath players, Symphonic and the SUP. They know how to work together. And I think that will allow them to organize to a level that other teams won't. And I know they've taken Zane in and trained her well. And I think that will pay off in the end. And so I think Teen X's, once again, Night Sentinels might outslay them, but I think Teen X's organizational structure will give them the win versus Night Sentinels. Now we have Veni Vidi Vici versus the Sploogman. This is one that I'm really not sure about. It all depends on how Tio performs. Tio can be a beast. He was a beast last season. He was one of the strongest captains. I believe he was voted the best captain last season. But the Splooghmen also have shown that they're extremely strong. So this will be definitely a battle to watch. However, I'm going to say if T.O. does show up to this match, and he shows up strong, which he definitely has the potential to do, especially in cargo, I'm going to say that Veni Vidi Vici will take this match. However, this is probably the match that I'm least sure about because of Good Poo's explosive performance today. But as I said, I think Veni Vidi Vici will take that match. So then we have T-Nex versus Veni Vidi Vici for the winner's bracket final. Now, this one I'm not sure about, but I do think that T-Nex will once again have the upper hand with their structure. Because the thing is, I know T.O.'s team will have, any team that makes it to the winner's bracket final is going to have a lot of organization. And I think they've already got, Veni Vidi Vici already has their organization figured out with Overwhelmed with 5 on defense and T.O. and Diego pushing offense. But I think T-Nex, they know their strategies. They know when to push, when to hang back. And they know that already. And I think they're going to have it down to a dot by the winner's bracket final. And they are going to be just a well-oiled machine that is going to take the winner's bracket final. That will by no means be a blowout, but I think T-Nex will be able to take on Veni Vidi Vici and win that game. So that is all for the winner's bracket final. Remember our sponsor, Qui-Gon G Burgers, in a collaboration with McZeth's. Be sure to go check out the website, which there is none, actually. But hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, see you some other time.